Well, look, if it makes you feel any better, I didn't have an internet connection till 2006, I think. Yeah.
2008 for me.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Okay, maybe it was worse.
And
I
the thing we had then was like a USB dongle that used like mobile data, and
yeah.
we got like I think 10 kilobytes a second down.
Oh wow. I
It-
but before that point, I basically lived in the middle of nowhere in rural Queensland, and you weren't getting much out there. Maybe you could have probably got dial up, but my parents didn't even know what the internet was at that point, so they weren't gonna get it.
And I can imagine that like the internet types to Australia weren't great back then.
Well, the internet here didn't really get good. It's not good now. It's very overpriced, but it didn't really get good until like maybe 2016, 2017, maybe. Like right now, I've got 50 by what was it, 50 by 10, and we're paying like I think it's 70 Australian dollars a month, which is about like 50 USD or so. So it's like not
is it here?
horrendous.
Is it here where I humble brag about having 500 for around 50?
Yeah, no, I'm not surprised. And Lena, why don't you tell me what you have?
I mean, I have a gigabit both ways. But I mean, I don't get a gigabit to like Europe and the US. So that's
Yeah,
one
yeah.
thing that I've noticed. Being in Japan, that there's your local connection speed, and then there's where you actually get like to the rest of the world, and
Right.
they're two very different things.
Well, yeah,
Uh,
Japan's in like it's in a weird spot because it's like yeah, because Europe's a very long way away. Like I'm sure
Yeah,
to
because there's very little connectivity through like Asia and Russia,
yeah,
so
yeah.
almost everything takes the long way around through the US
Ah,
if you want to get
right.
to Europe.
Right, that explains it then. But hey, at least if you want to,
Yeah.
I don't know, read the local news, you can download a gigabit.
Yeah. And if you got mirrors, this is why Asahi Linux has like a worldwide CDN
Right.
for the installer
uh,
images.
Mhm.
my ISP is starting to roll out 10 gigabit and might also roll it out in my area. That's they already have 10 gigabit for like business customers, but like they're rolling out for well, just home customers.
Oh,
The thing is, Denmark has like 50 ISPs that are all competing, so
yeah.
like the prices are really low. Plus, in Denmark, good internet connection is a human right, so they're also kind of pressured by the government to offer proper service.
Right. That would be lovely. Maybe I should move to Denmark. Australia Australia's problem is we don't have competition. We have a government monopoly, but they don't it's not like, hey, they are required to offer a certain amount of speed. It's we will offer the bare minimum that will make people not hate us. So I think in certain like small areas, you can get gigabit. I think you can get gigabit as like a business connection, but it's like $150 a month or something. Yeah, it's not good. Soon I'm getting fiber at my house though, so I'll be able to get something better than what I have, but still not
Yeah,
gigabit.
I actually had 100 megabits symmetric at my previous
Mm.
place where I stayed briefly. And I mean that was pretty good too. So I think that's kind of the minimum you can expect in Tokyo.
Mm-hmm.
But they are rolling out 10 gig. Like if you really want, if you pay for the construction fees and all that, you can actually get 10 gig. Thing is, I don't know what I would do with 10 gig.
Well, do you have?
Like I don't even have a 10 gig LAN, right? So like,
I was gonna say, like, do you even have 10 gig gear to use it?
We have well, yeah. So
there's a Mac Studio around here for some reason, and then
Mhm.
there's a 10 gig port. But I don't know. There's like an old Switch that has some SFPs that I need to find some hardware for, and like, maybe someday I'll actually have a 10 gig network, but not right now. No.
we do have 10 gig gear because well, I live with a friend. I'm
Mhm.
basically like renting 2 rooms,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a room and a walk-in closet from my friend who has a house. And when he bought the house, he also like got a loan for improving the house, and one of those things was improving the networking. So I helped a bit, but yeah, we rolled in. We have internally in the house we have 10 gig networking. We have like a cloud switch and a way too beefy router.
Yo.
Uh, so like we can run 10 gigabit technically here. We just need to upgrade the actual like fiber
Right, right,
receiver.
right. Yeah, I'm doing the same thing minus the 10 gig.
Yeah. But at my parents,
Yep.
like they are living. Well, I also live in like the middle of nowhere now, but they
Yep.
live also in the middle of nowhere, in an area that isn't really well covered by the ISP. Well, it wasn't, but now they have actually rolled out fiber. But like my parents are very cheapskate and want to only pay like $10 to $20 for the internet, so
Mhm.
they have what was it like 10.1
Okay.
speed where they
I
are.
thought you were gonna say they have they have basically what I had for $10.
Well, it's 10.1 on a good day and like 5.0.5 on a bad
Okay,
day.
right.
Basically, completely unserviceable upload speed.
It's a connection. If you want to check your Facebook, maybe not Facebook, because Facebook, you'd be downloading all of images. That would be pretty bad. If you
My
want to check,
dad's a boomer. He checks Facebook.
if you want to check your emails, and you don't load images, I think you'd be fine. Yeah, probably. That sounds horrible.
At least I got Linux installed on my parents' computer, so I don't keep getting like having to provide support from them, like absolutely just loading their PC with malware. They can't figure out how to do that now, so I'm
Yep.
safe for having to be tech support all the time.
Are they the sort of people that if you let them do it, they would just run the computer till it dies, and if they stay on Windows XP for the next 10 years, it'd be fine?
Yeah, it took me like first they refused to run Linux, so it took me like a week to convince them to upgrade to Windows 7 from Windows XP, and like XP had been like out of service for like years at that point.
Yeah.
And finally I convinced them to like run Linux. I installed Linux Mint, and I have not had any like real tech support issues from them since then.
That's good.
See, I have kind of the opposite problem because like my dad actually gets the tech enough that I don't have to like babysit him.
Yeah.
But he because he gets the tech, he likes doing interesting things like oh, the Wi-Fi doesn't cover the house. Well, let me take this old ISP router that's sitting in the closet and stick it on the other side of the house.
Mhm.
And you can imagine how well that ends up. It's like, oh, the Wi-Fi doesn't isn't stable. And I'm like, Dad, you're using the old DSL modem, like with 2.4. Like, hit it to that 11T. Like, the technology is not gonna work well anymore. But yeah.
Well, sometimes my dad does mess with the computer. Like
Mhm.
he tried to put in more RAM, he put in the wrong kind of RAM. He tried, yeah, that didn't go well. He used to build computers back when like Windows 98 was new,
Yep.
and yeah, he's kind of like forgotten how computers work or something because he sometimes calls the RAM the CPU and other things the other thing. Yeah, no.
Yep.
I don't trust him with working with computers anymore.
I've luckily not really had to deal with that. My parents have always been very, very tech illiterate. I think it took me like 2 months to teach my mum how to send an email. And since then, she knows how to use her phone just fine. She can use Facebook and stuff. Recently she mentioned TikTok a couple of times. Like, please don't do
Oh
that.
no.
Don't actually get involved in watching TikTok stuff.